And well, I guess I believe I'm live now. Nope. And yeah, I don't really understand much about this. Always the same thing. Yeah. Signing into chat. Okay, I need to open the browser and so on, I guess. Oh yeah, always that same shit. Because I need to set it to mono since I'm using the microphone here. That's one of the reasons why I usually do things like this. I start earlier because I always forget something, and this is one of it. I will get an HyperX microphone in order to, well, for the live streams and so on. So yo, let me just adjust the system sound. What is it on the volume mixer? Sounds, microphone. Well, it is using the analog, so I have to go here to the analog and put one channel. Now, tell me if you're hearing now on the two sides. They leak the slides. That's why I don't like the people leaking things. It's quite annoying, actually. But I do have the slides as well. I actually have the slides. But yeah. Better now, yeah. Thank you. A good fine. Yeah, I also need to... Well, why we have no... Damn, I was actually changing the the layout of the live stream and so on, and I didn't remember about this. I actually need to go into the comment section. I believe it's the comment chat box. Yeah, the chat box. I need to edit it a bit in terms of the theme. Maybe kind of boxed. Let's try it. Maybe it's better this way. Should look better now. Now, yeah, it is in stereo. Well, it is actually in mono. But yeah. Yeah, when I made the videos, I usually gave one or two. That's one of the things that I like to do. Best driver for the RX 6600. Actually, I don't have one, so I don't really know. But I usually try to make the things the best way I can. Let me just... I always forget to enable the phone in order to have... Yeah, when I move to my home, I will actually get a dual monitor setup, or actually an external monitor, like those little ones, in order to just have the comment section there to use in some other things, and possibly, of course, in things like these. I don't really know why it isn't working here on the smartphone. Let me just check it out. Something's off here. Okay. Because it is working here, but not on the... Okay, it's direct. I can access here. It's better to read the comments. Not gonna watch AMD, rather watch it here, Fabio. Hello from Portugal, I guess. Yeah, I'll just do this, and in order for me to read the comments, I'll just do this, like the performance mode. And yeah, I can still read the comments, and it won't show the thing. It won't show the thing. Upgrade from the 6950 XT, definitely wait now. Wait. Definitely wait. It's easy. It's easy. Viva Arturo, abraço. It's easy. Just wait and get maybe an 8800 XT, maybe. Maybe. It seems like the correct path, or something from NVIDIA, of course. Should I buy a 7900 XTX or a 4080 Super? I'm a photographer and I plan on editing videos, but I also love games. Well, it depends on the pricing. I actually have a video. Go to my video section because I have a video for you. You just go there, video section, my video section, and you have the video here. Go, I passed it, so here it is. XTX versus 4080 Super, and of course this one doesn't have productivity yet, but still I believe that it comes to pricing basically, because in terms of gaming the XTX is still slightly faster, but 4080 Super consumes less power. Yeah, it depends on what you want. Yes, I use Edge mainly nowadays. I used Firefox before. I also like to use Opera. I use these three mainly. Thanks for the advice, no issues. What are you up so late? Yeah, I'm up so late in order for the Computex 2024 announcement, in order to be with you guys. And yeah, Johan, I love your content. Thank you very much. Well, Mr. Django is asking if God of War Ragnarok will be the first game to feature FSR 3.1, and it actually is the first game announced with FSR 3.1, but I believe that FSR 3.1 will come firstly to Ratchet and Clank. At least that's what AMD said. I believe that FSR 3.1 must be something that AMD was working together with Sony, because there were rumors that they were working on an upscaler alongside Sony, and I believe that's it. So FSR 3.1 will most likely be released in the Sony games first due to that. Maybe. I never knew you streamed on YouTube, because I usually don't. I only stream on these events, on these special events like Gamescom, Computex. And by the way, guys, I'll be present in Gamescom this year. I'll be there and I'll try to meet people that I know via email personally, like for example Frank Kaiser and so on. I'll try to reach Lisa Su as well. I guess it will be nice. It's the first event that I attend as a content creator, or whatever you want to call it, and I'm actually eager to go there. It will be interesting, definitely interesting. Hey Fabio, thank you for what you do and helping us on the PC space. Much love for you as well, man. Thank you. Is it confirmed that AMD will announce the Ryzen CPUs today? Well, it is confirmed all over the internet, so I guess it won't hurt me telling you that yes, they will announce it. They will announce them. Definitely, I already have the info. I actually have it here. I'll just give you a sneak peek. You see, the pre-show press briefing, but I'll just wait. And I'll use these slides in order to make some comments after the presentation. But I do have the data, so yeah. Actually, I guess I need to make a remake video of user benchmark after that one, because the reviews for the Ryzen 9000 series there will obviously be much better than the Intel side, at least until Intel releases a new series. Well, they're gonna be nice. They're gonna be nice, definitely. What is expected / rumored to be presented for AMD? Well, I can tell you right away that the Ryzen 9000 will be presented. Everything that was basically leaked on video cards, most of it is true. Most of it, not everything, but most of it is true. And I actually think that Gamescom will be where they will be. Will be where they will be releasing the data for the RX 8000 series, because last year they did exactly the same. So CPUs at Gamescom, no, CPUs at Computex, and GPUs at Gamescom. So I guess it will be something like that, on the same pattern. When is gonna start, Fabio? The presentation? Well, I started a bit earlier, so it will start in like half an hour, I believe. Yeah, 36 minutes, as you see here. So yeah. review the user benchmark reviews. I actually made a video like that. If you go to my video section, I actually have lots of videos that most of you guys missed, actually. Let me see that one. I believe I have it here. Yeah, for example, I just made the review on the bottleneck calculators, which are obviously funny, and then I have another review on the user benchmark one, as you can see. Yeah, it is here, 3 months ago. Olá de Portugal, abraço. Can you possibly make a new video on Hags now? There has been a number of drivers since it's released. Yeah, from my experience, yeah, it's exactly the same. So, not really worth of making a new video, in my opinion. Next revolution is including AI, so that NPC are full characters, not just parroting lines. Exactly, and that's why I believe that maybe in the next two generations of CPUs, maybe we will have an NPU in every single CPU. That's what I believe. They started with APUs, the 8600G, yes, and the 8700G. They have the APUs with an NPU, which is basically a dedicated core or dedicated cores just for AI. And yeah, I believe that will happen. Since the workload is going more and more to the GPU, they will leave the most likely the AI workloads on those scenarios for the CPU. That's just me thinking, of course. My thoughts on AFMF. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. My thoughts on AFMF. First of all, I use FSR 3 frame generation over anything. I prefer to use the mod than AFMF because AFMF, first of all, it has way more input latency. Second of all, it has way less image quality in terms of overall quality, of course, and it disables itself in fast-paced movement. That's why I don't use AFMF. I mean, more latency and less quality, FSR 3 frame generation all the way. That I can tell you right away. FSR 3 frame generation will make NVIDIA frame generation kind of useless. It will, just believe me. In terms of upscaling, things are getting different, but we don't know yet with FSR 3.1. But in terms of frame generation, FSR 3 frame generation is just very good, especially when well implemented. But we need more and more people implementing it. The same happened with FreeSync. Everyone was saying, no, G-Sync is much better, FreeSync will never catch up, and we now have excellent FreeSync monitors, and everything in the market is FreeSync and not G-Sync. So, yeah. What about Anti-Lag Plus? Are they gonna address it? I sent an email. To some contacts on AMD to see if they were able, or if they were capable of still implementing Anti-Lag Plus for single-player games. I believe that would be the way. Anti-Lag 2 implemented inside the game, inside the game itself, and then we could have Anti-Lag Plus only for single-player games. So they would make the profiles only for single-player games in order to not ban people and so on. I believe that would be the best case scenario possible, as driver-based Anti-Lag Plus is way easier to implement, as they don't need to wait for the developers and so on. And if you're playing single-player games, well, they won't ban you, of course. How bad is the 9700K with the 7900 XT? Yeah, man, great channel, thank you. That's a big bottleneck, man. That's a big bottleneck. If you put, for example, an 11400F in terms of gaming performance, it is considerably faster than that CPU. And it is an 11400F, not even a 12400F. That is much faster than the 11400F. So you imagine the thing. It's now on the 14400F. So yeah, you need a better CPU. You will notice different things with a newer CPU. Do you think 8K will ever make sense in the future, even if it eventually become affordable and not needing monster PC to run 8K? Well, the future is definitely upscaling and frame generation. At least frame generation will be a thing, because as it evolves more and more, it will be definitely a needed thing in order to achieve those high frame rates. 8K will most likely be great for VR players. That's my point there. Maybe, because you have way more pixels, it seems better, but I don't really know. It's hard to tell by the way the current market is going. Things are kind of crazy nowadays. But yeah. Today don't expect GPU announcements. They're releasing Zen 5 today. They may tease GPU if we're lucky, but I doubt it. Well, we can expect something GPU-sided, but not but not in terms of gaming, I can tell you that. And we do have some things about ROCm as well, by the way, if you're interested. That's what I can tell you for now. What AMD say about X3D CPUs? We get them every generation after the normal X releases and need to wait 1 year for the X3D. Well, actually X3D, that's a great thing, because first of all, X3D is just not the almighty. It's really hard to stack the X3D memory chips, the cache chips, and since they are vertically stacked in order to save space, but at the same time, since you are vertically stacking them, you actually need to take care of latency and so on, latency issues and so on. That's why the Ryzen 7000 series CPUs didn't have as many cache as they were supposed to, because of the latency of stacking the chips, the cache chips. But what I mean here is that they use that time. They firstly released the non-X3D CPUs because they use the remaining time to improve the X3D memory. I believe that's the case. Because it did improve. For example, from the Ryzen 5000 to the Ryzen 7000 series, the Infinity Cache did improve. It was not the same exact model. They did some improvements, and I believe they will use this time to make some improvements on the 9000 series as well, when they release the 9000 series X3D. But yeah. It didn't even start. Half an hour. 28 minutes to start. So yeah. What's your prediction of when the 9000 series X3D chips will come? I think sometime in early 2025, like March. Early 25, maybe. I guess. If they're releasing these on July, maybe like March, yeah, March 25. Depends on what Intel does, because remember, AMD is also a company. They're here to make money. And of course, if Intel doesn't release anything relevant, they will wait some more months in order to clear more Ryzen 9000 series stock, and then of course they will release the X3D when they have lower stock on the Ryzen 9000 series, the normal ones. Can Ryzen 5 7600 keep up with an RTX 4080? Depends on the games you play, depends on the resolution, depends on the FPS target you're aiming at, depends on the RAM, depends if you're overclocking or not that CPU. It depends on a lot of things, mate. Yeah, and we have here a Portuguese guy saying 25 minutes, go to sleep, man. Yeah, nope. I like what I do, I love what I do, and I'm tired actually. But I definitely would prefer to be sleeping right now. But this is kind of an outlier. I don't really do this much, so it won't be an issue. It's just one time. Hello, finally found you on air. Welcome. I'm not usually live. I don't really like to do live episodes. I just prefer to do my thing, my testing, record, and so on. That's my thing. Hey Fabio, quick question, which I'm still a little confused on. When I have 60 FPS and enable FSR 3 frame gen, I notice a little latency, but when I enable AFMF at the same time, the latency is less. So basically you're telling me that you are using frame generation and AFMF at the same time. Man, that's crazy. The latency is kind of less because you're kind of doubling the already doubled frames, and even though you're adding latency, you still have more frames, so it's kind of a mixed sensation. I don't even know how to explain that, but I wouldn't do it, definitely. I would just try to use something like anti-lag or something like that. or disable VSync, for example. Fabio, if you keep Fabio, if you keep saying mate, I'll think you're an Australian. I say mate from time to time only. You guys actually make me laugh. Anyone knows news related to the driver timeout with Ryzen 7000 series? Mate. Now I have to say mate, just because the other guy told me that. Yeah, the CPUs don't give you driver timeouts, man. Yeah, they just don't. What you're having there is most likely kind of a RAM instability or something like that, or even CPU instability. Almost 100% certain of that. Hey, do you think the 9000 will sell good? Any reason to upgrade from the 7600X? Well, I can tell you that there may be some reasons. But people having the 7700X like me will have a good reason to upgrade to the 9700X, because there are some very good points on that CPU. But in terms of general performance, I mean, it's just noticeable if you have a really low-end CPU, or of course if you have a really powerful GPU and you want those maximum frames available. Gregory or Georgie is actually asking if the 5950 is okay. Depends on the GPU. It is okay. It is an okay CPU, especially for multi-threading. But of course, if you want to go gaming, you just get the 5800X 3D, or with a little less performance, 5700X 3D. But yeah, if you really want that maximum performance in terms of multi-threading, then you definitely go to AM5. Multi-threading ability was improved a lot there. So this time, still the ordinary models without the X3D variants. Yes, exactly. The ordinary models, but really good ones, actually. Much love from Australia, mate. Thanks, mate. It is live on Computex channel. Yeah, I believe so, but I actually want to see just the AMD presentation. But I can try to see some Computex. Let me see what we have here. Computex live, maybe? Yeah, not here, maybe on Discord. I guess. I mean, I didn't even know that Nvidia was gonna release their presentation first. Otherwise, I would be doing a live as well. I just knew about AMD because they sent me an email. Fingers crossed to see how much IPC gain this time. Yes, I can tell you right away that the IPC gain is higher, definitely much higher than from Zen 3 to Zen 4. Zen 4, we did have a very good single core performance increase in multi-threading, because the frequency increased a lot. In this case, it's kind of the opposite. We have around the we have around the same frequency, but we do have better power consumption and better performance due to IPC gains, better instructions, and so on. But you'll see. Your channel is fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Should I upgrade to the 7800X 3D? Well, it depends on the pricing of the new CPUs. You might just well upgrade to a 9700X, for example. Because I believe that the 9700X and the 7800X 3D will be more or less on par in terms of gaming, while the 9700X will be much better in terms of multi-threading. Or at least considerably better. Yeah, definitely. The 4060 was a 4050, but Nvidia saw that AMD RDNA 3 wouldn't work as well in the lower end, especially on monolithic dies, so they just released it as a 4060. Hey. Yeah, you won't need to change the motherboard. Your B650 will suffice, I believe. It will suffice. I'm tired of running my GPU at 99%. I need all the efficiency gains as possible. Well, just lock the frames. Use Radeon Chill like almost anyone does. At least anyone that knows how to use their computer. And lock the frames to a little below what you can get. That's how you do it. Power gains, of course. And you get an even better stability in terms of frame timing. Because, of course, you have locked frames. But yeah. Have you got testing kit for new product lineup? Yeah, I actually asked them if it was possible to send me the 9700X, since they will release like in July, according to video cards. It's more like that. And of course, I actually asked them if it was possible to send the 97. Yeah, I'm really tired, Jesus. A 9700X and the 9600X for testing. It would be really, really nice for the CPU benchmarks. $6900 XT is more or less on par with the 7800 XT, but generally consumes a bit more power. So if you can get a 7800 XT from, let's say, a good model like, let's say, a Sapphire Pulse, Sapphire Nitro, something like that, I would just get it. Yeah. According to AMD, AM5 will last to at least 2027, it seems. Media General is asking if I learned English simply in school or I lived in another country. Yeah, I didn't. I actually learned English before school, but then I learned a bit more in school, and I kind of forgot and stopped speaking for like several years. And now, since 2017, I spoke mostly on the channel, and I improved day after day after day because of you guys as well. What kind of GPU you have in the top right corner with the 3 fans? I have lots of well, I'm not bragging, of course, but I mean the 3 fans. Yeah, I believe it's the 7900, the 7900 GRE. It's the Nitro model. Yeah, it actually like that. It actually looks like the Radeon 7. Yeah, now that I think about it, and now that you talked about it, yeah. Should be sponsored by AMD to their yeah, I would actually that would I don't want AMD to pay me anything. I just want them to send me products. That's what I want. And they actually have been very kind recently, and they sent me, for example, the 5700X 3D. They sent me some cards like the 7900 GRE, the 7900 XT. They sent me the 7900X 3D that I already have tested in order to compare to the previous and next generation as well. They sent me the 7500F, and they already sent me, I'm still waiting for it, the 8400F. So they've been quite nice. Nvidia the same. Nvidia sent me the 4070 Super, 4080 Super, 4070 Ti Super, and they sent me some days ago the 4060 Ti. The 4060 Ti, yes, the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes. I will be testing that one against the 7700 XT. The video you need on overclocking is great. The video you have, I believe, is great. How do you think it compares to doing PBO? Well, I actually did that video because in terms of the 5000 series, I believe that PBO is the best way that you can get things working. And if you have, for example, a 7800 X3D or an X3D CPU from the 7000 series, Curve Optimizer, not PBO, Curve Optimizer will be the best way. That's what I meant. But in terms of the normal 7000 series, I really do believe that the static overclocking is the best way you can get. In terms of temperatures and so on, the only downside is actually the idle power draw that increases like 10 watts, which for me is nothing. Abraço para o Brasil, pessoal. Abraço. How much longer will the 7900 XTX be relevant for your, in my opinion? In my opinion, well, it will actually be relevant for quite some time. Firstly, because AMD cards, since they have more VRAM, more bandwidth, and so on, and now with FSR 3th generation and FSR 3.1 coming to the mix, I believe that the XTX and the XT will actually last a long time. Last a long time, because even though we're talking about, oh, ray tracing this, ray tracing that, yeah, we have excellent games right now that don't use ray tracing because Unreal Engine uses Lumen and it just works perfectly. It looks great, and AMD cards actually perform very well in Lumen, so I believe that they will last long. Is the 7900 GRE overclocking video still current? Yes, definitely. CPU OC is not pretty much dead. What you get from this is basically just a bit more performance, but by doing the static overclock, you decrease the temperatures and the overall noise levels and so on. That's the thing that you want there. I made this video, by the way, this one, how to overclock / undervolt Ryzen 7000 and 8000 CPUs, and it actually makes the difference. For the non-X, it is all about performance, and for the X ones, it is basically all about temperatures and so on. Yeah, guys, that's basically it. Well, 14 minutes, almost there. 390 people watching, not bad actually, not bad. I know it's an event, but yeah. Brazil gang is happy. Well, just make sure to not be a gangbang. You could just go, like I told you, you could just go, for example, for the 9700X, or just wait for what Intel is gonna bring, because they're gonna do, Intel is gonna do a very decent approach and very interesting approach. They're kind of ditching the hyper-threading, and they're going just with the E-cores as instead of hyper-threading, just normal cores, full cores, but performance and efficiency. And now that they have the APO, it's actually interesting. Yeah, I live in Portugal, yeah. We'll hear about the 9000 series non-X3D, but believe me, they're quite worth it, at least it seems. How do you fix the driver timeout nonsense? Mate, I have to use the Australian accent, mate. Yeah, there are no driver timeouts. I get the question all the time. There are no driver timeouts that are not user related. Or, well, let me just rephrase myself. There are maybe very, very little driver timeouts that are user related, or that are not user related. Them, it's like 2 a.m. here. Sorry about that. Most of them are user related. I know that for a fact. I've been doing this for basically all of my life, and I know that for a fact. And I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 computers working all the time, different GPUs, NVIDIA AMD ones. Driver timeouts don't happen unless the user make them happen, or of course unless there is a really, really nasty bug here and there. But usually there's no such thing, or you have an unstable overclocking, because most people think that their system is stable, but it is actually not stable. It is just stable enough to not crash on a certain scenario, but they will find a scenario where it will crash, believe me. And then they will think, oh, something's wrong with the drivers, or this or that. No, it's just the system instability. The system was not 100% stable to begin with. I saw that loads and loads of times. Do you speak any Spanish? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. How did you learn to have Jesus-like skills with computers? Not even close. I'm just a guy that loves tech and tries to learn every day, and tries to improve itself, or himself in this case, every single day. That's what I do, basically. 11 minutes, almost there. How many people are watching this? 3,000. Not bad. Do you have a stable 7900 XT SoC profile? Yes, stable for me, but remember, all cards are different. You have to tweak yours. That's what it is. If you move the power limit up and the card crashes, there are two reasons for that. Or the card is defective and the power rails won't take that power above the stock, or the most likely to happen, the one that most likely happens, that's how I should phrase it, yes, is that your PSU just can't handle the power peaks, or the power peaks that will happen with the power limit to the max, and the power rails just won't handle it and it will crash. Yeah, because even though that you have a 1000 watts PSU, those sometimes don't even have power rails good enough. That happens a lot, or they are defective or they're old. Yeah, so I would just change that PSU and try to make things go further. Hi from North Cyprus. Well, that's a long way from here, from Portugal. What has your favorite game been this year? Well, I'm finishing playing Ghost of Tsushima. Then I'm gonna play Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. I played this year what I played. Let me see. I will play then Horizon Forbidden West. Well, I didn't play many games this year, but I played, for example, Banisher's Ghost of New Eden. I also liked the game. I played Dave the Diver last year. Very nice game. But this year, yeah, I didn't play many games. Starfield, I played Starfield. I finished the main story. But we have lots of story, of course, Ratchet and Clank, so on. Yeah, nothing really new per se. It's annoying to manual OC sometimes because it's not a one solution thing for all games. Some games hate OC. No, some games don't hate overclocking. They don't hate overclocking. What they do is that they have different loads on your GPU. And GPUs have power scaling, or power tables, let's call them that. And since different games have different loads, the power scalings will be different, and sometimes since the power slider is just an offset to your base voltage, what will happen is that you will need more voltage in that specific game because the power states or the GPU loads are different. So yeah, the offset will be also different, so you might need a bit more, or in some cases a bit less. So you start with the one that never crashes in any title. That's what we do. Yeah, Ragnarok would be nice if Sony stopped doing their shit with PSN accounts and so on. I actually hope that people in those countries where they can't buy the game because of that PSN bullshit, I really hope they pirate the game. Sony deserves it hard. Yeah, I like God of War games, yeah. Definitely. No, it will have FSR 3.1, not FSR 3. 3.1 has finally a better upscaler. Finally. ML Open Windows Support, I don't really know, but they're working on something like that, and with ROCm and so on. I know, Fabio, this hour is too late for me too. I'm from Kiel, Germany. By the way, I'm going to Gamescom in Germany, in Cologne, or like we say in Portuguese, Colonia. And I'll go there in person, of course. That's the first event I'm attending to, Gamescom, August. What are your daily 7900 XTX settings? These ones that you see here, which are basically my profiles. I'm not even using them now because I changed the GPU. I forgot about that. But yeah, I'm basically using the power saving profiles, which is maximum frequency to 2400 megahertz. Usually the card stays at 300, 310 watts. 350 at max, depending on the game load. Like I told you before, the loads are different. So yeah. How do you feel about Windows Recall? What Windows Recall? Can you enlighten me? Yeah, and if you think Ghost of Tsushima FSR 3 is a good implementation, wait till you see FSR 3.1, that the upscaling technique is much, much better. But by the way, definitely Ghost of Tsushima is the best FSR upscaling implementation that I've seen so far. Definitely. And since FSR 3.1 is much better than that, it will be even better, which is great. 7900 GRE, 7600X, 7700X is a good match, definitely. Guides on NVMEs. There are really, really good NVMEs recently and cheap. PCI Express 4, and they're kind of good in terms of price performance, like the SN from Western Digital, yes, the SN 570 or something like that. And you have the NV2 from Kingston. Those are usually the ones that I get. And by the way, just before this starts, oh, still direct, starting. Just get the phone. I guess we're starting then. Oh, is the sound very high? I believe. Windows Recall is basically an AI feature that sometimes takes a screenshot which deems necessary, and you can go back to visit the page. Yeah, no thanks, no thanks. By the way, thanks for the donation. Let me see, about Thomas Sally. By the way, thank you. I don't know how much that is, but thank you very much. What was a big shock for you looking back, where you thought initially this upgrade will last maybe a decade, and turned out not to be the case? Yeah, maybe my 6800. I thought it would last me more. Let me adjust it. It's my first time to actually watch a tech show for my purchasing decisions. Well, I wouldn't call this a tech show. It's just a live stream of a guy that likes tech. Yeah, it's now AI here, AI there, AI something, AI this, AI that. Fabio, cheers from Brazil. I'm currently on the 5700X plus 7900X DX on 1440p ultra-wide, more or less like me. I'm getting bottlenecked on Cyberpunk High Crowd. Would you recommend this 5700X 3D? Yeah. In terms of temperature, so on, power draw, the 5700X 3D in some games would be like from 10 to 30% increase over the normal 5700X. Now, if you can spend the extra money, and especially now that they're releasing new CPUs, the price of the older ones will most likely decrease. So I would wait a bit more and maybe get, let's say, a 7700X, 7800X 3D if it is available for you in terms of money. If not, the 5700X 3D will be the mid ground. Yeah, AI won't replace people at their jobs more than the usual machinery that we have did. New jobs will appear. You are right. Ghost of Tsushima has the best FSR implementation. I was getting 100 plus FPS. I didn't realize FSR was enabled at 1440p. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're taking their time. Yeah, it's live, so. And by the way, guys, just before starting, let me just show you today's sponsor, in order to help the channel, of course. In order to help the channel, let me just give you a bit of insight of it. Today's sponsor, in this case, GVG Mall, of course. Today's video sponsor is GVG Mall.
bringing you lots of software deals like Windows 10, Windows 11, Office 2019 or 2021 with a new Windows 11 design. And for all of these, you can use my SKG discount code for 30% off, getting the Windows 11 serial key for $22 and the Windows 10 one for only $15. Then use the key on your Windows settings and you'll have an activated system.
And yeah, guys, thank you for this moment, and sorry, by the way. I know it's a pain in the ass for most of you. Let's go live then. It's almost there. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, 3080 10 gigabytes is not that great. Great if you can handle. Oh, it's starting, I guess. It's getting there. I have this bulldozer here. The fuck is this shit? I don't have more water in the other. How do you say it in English? I say caneca in Portuguese. It's not like a cup, it's a different word. Almost there. Yeah, the 3080 10 gigabytes just don't cut it, especially if you want to use a little bit of ray tracing. That's the truth. 9:30 p.m. there. Well, that's a good time zone, I guess. It's 2:30 a.m. here. Mug. Exactly, that's the word, mug. Thank you. It's the mug. Yeah, definitely. Microsoft should optimize gaming. Gladly Valve is working on Linux and things are getting better and better each day. Yeah, the 7950X3D is still an excellent CPU. And these ones will be more or less on par with it. Gaming wise, but will be faster in terms of multi-threading. Okay, it's going there, I guess. Yeah, still live. Oh, my bad. 4K. Predictions, well, yeah, I have some because I have some data, but yeah, almost 500 people, and I mean it's like 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in most Europe. If the time frame was better, there would be much more people here. But yeah, 500 is quite nice. Yeah. Just got dark here 40 minutes ago. Yeah, it got dark here much more time ago. Dude, honestly, I love your commitment to your community and you have taught me so much. Thank you. Thank you as well. I really appreciate it. I love what I do once again. I'm not Brazilian, so Português. I'm Portuguese. Yeah, and now I have, yeah, for my own video. But will they start? Will they not start? It's like 2 minutes past. Will be better than the 7000X3D. In gaming it will be most likely the same, in some games a bit better, but in others a bit worse of course, but generally in terms of multi-threading and other applications will be better. No, a 7700X is a very good CPU. It won't limit the 3080 Ti in like 99% of case scenarios. Not Lisbon, not Porto, more in the middle, Aveiro. AMD needs to start flying you around to cover these things. Well, like I said to some people before, I will indeed be in person at Gamescom Germany. I'll be there. My first time attending to an event like that. You have a test video about the Core Director app. Yeah, the APO. I don't, because the 12th series didn't work. I tried it on my 12600K and it just didn't work. I don't really know why, but it didn't. I tried it. Well, you just got here in time. The live was supposed to be starting at 5 minutes ago, and yet nothing. So maybe it's like 3 a.m. at 3 a.m. Don't you tell me that it is actually at 3 a.m. at 3 a.m. that this starts. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Send me, by the way, if you're still watching, send me the link to the Computex Discord or something in order to watch the video, since this one isn't starting. Let me just try and make things happen. New APUs are going to be announced today. Yeah, I don't believe so. It's new CPUs. No, the event was today. Was and is today. But maybe it is like at 3 a.m. instead of 2:35. The stream started at 3:35 or 2:30, sorry. But maybe the show off is at 3. I don't really know. Maybe. Oh, it started 10 minutes late. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Yeah, Nvidia presentation started late, according to what people is saying as well. The presenter is sleeping. Well, there it is not 3 a.m. because they're in Taipei. But yeah, the event is now, as you can see, 10,000 people watching. Oh, the AI music, the music is AI generated on AMD hardware. Nice. Will you live watch Summerfest? Well, when is Summerfest? 15% IPC is actually around that. Yeah. Do you think they'll mention FSR 3.1? I don't think they will, but I hope they do. Most likely they will show more of it at Gamescom, which is in August. GVG Mall as we wait. I actually showed it before, like 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. But yeah, just keep the sound low then. These 10 minutes are a sacrifice to all the time we'll save with new IPC gains. That's a good one too. Let me see if I have enough battery here. Yeah, I better just... If all goes well, I'm actually moving to my new home in like maybe 2 months, and then there I will have a better studio, a more implemented studio for me, with just a build just for streaming, my personal build just for editing and gaming and so on. It will be just done thinking of that, thinking of the work, and with a bigger space as well, which will be very nice. I'm actually eager. It's a big step, but well, just knocks wood. I just want that everything keeps going as well, or if possible better. Or just giving us music, literally. By the way, watch some of my videos if you didn't. I have some interesting videos here and there in terms of GPU comparisons, now with productivity as well. 1x 32 gigabytes, the most recent that I made. Testing anti-lag 2, adding FSR 3 frame generation to Hellblade, that should be there from the beginning, and more CPU comparisons. Yeah, even TAA versus FSR 3 versus XeSS 1.2 versus XeSS 1.3, and so on. You guys know it. Yeah, just changed. Echo rebounds must be 10 times longer. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a tech show per se. I mean, I should call it, just a live from a guy that likes tech. I wouldn't call it a show, you know what I mean? We need affordable GPUs, definitely. Agree. This GPU generation has been really, really bad in terms of pricing. Really, really bad. Why do you want the CPU clock or voltage on the adrenaline settings? I actually think that should be erased. That should be taken away. Just having different applications. Adrenaline is for the GPU. Take off the rest. My point is there. I watch some YouTubers from time to time in terms of technology. Not much. I don't really have much time to watch the others, as I have my own life and I do my work and so on. But sometimes I watch something from Gamers Nexus here and there, Hardware Unboxed here and there. Sometimes I watch some videos from Vex before, some others from Daniel Owen too. Yeah. All pretty nice people, I believe. I would like to meet them in person, for example, if they went to Gamescom, that would be nice. Yeah, I'm talking a bit I'm talking lower, and I should. Let me just see if I can increase the microphone. Volume mixer. Can increase it a bit more. Oh. Yeah, still not starting. So, let me see if I can actually raise one thing or another. Just decrease a bit. And maybe raise the volume. Here. Yeah, it's already at maximum. It just won't go more than that. Yeah. I love watching GN reviewing Alienware crap. Yeah, they just take a lot of money from the user. Alienware. Classic. Baited by the music Lemao. Laughing my ass off. They dropped a new... Let me see. Yeah, because the time has passed, so they are dropping the articles. Yeah, the time has passed, so since this doesn't start, I can actually show you things, I guess. It's up to 3. Oh no, my bad. It's up to 3 AM, not 2:43. I'm only able to show it at 3 AM. Yeah, but I do have the slides here. I don't know if they will show more or not. But yeah, we have it here. basically. Maybe they have permission to show it before. But yeah, we have the Ryzen 9000 series. If it is on video cards, I can show it. I mean. So, Ryzen 9000 series, as you can see. We have presented 4 CPUs. The 9950X, 9900X, the 9700X, like I told you, and the 9600X. 16 cores, 32 threads, so it's the same exact number of cores and threads. The max boost, and now there's a really interesting thing here, which is the maximum boost. If you look at the frequency, it is exactly the same frequency as the 9700X, as the 7700X and the 7600X. The frequency, the maximum boost is exactly the same. The cache is exactly the same. But now, look at the TDP. The TDP was decreased from 105 watts, I believe, to 65 watts. And this means that not only the temperatures will be lower, the performance will be better, temperatures will be lower, and the power draw will be lower as well. So it's basically focusing on efficiency, which is great. Is it starting? Oh, finally, it is starting. Finally, only 15 minutes. Let me know if the sound is too low, by the way.
We will now proceed to the AMD opening keynote speech. Taicha Chairman James Huang will help us introduce our keynote speaker. Please once again welcome James to the stage.
Now, the moment you have been waiting for.
Is the sound
As
good?
Chair and CEO of AMD, Dr. Lisa Su has led the company's transformation into a powerhouse of high-performance computing. Under her
Ryzen
visionary
9000.
leadership, AMD has achieved remarkable success. Dr. Su was recently named the 2024 Chief Executive of the Year by Chief Executive Magazine, recognized for her role in one of the most spectacular achievements in technology sector. Dr. Su's influence extends beyond AMD. She has been a key advocate for the integration of AI across industries, emphasizing its transformative power. Her commitment to innovation and collaboration is evident in her leadership style, which focuses on the development of cutting-edge solutions while fostering an inclusive and forward-looking company culture.
Looks like
Now,
my keyboard.
On behalf of Computex, I'm very pleased to welcome our old friend, Lisa. But we are going to share a video from AMD first.
No issue, no issue. We're still watching it live.
AMD makes the limitless potential of AI possible. From AI PCs to edge to cloud. Powered by some of the most advanced GPUs, CPUs, and NPUs on the planet. And enabled by an open software approach that's accessible to all. Together with our partners, AI from AMD helps make more imagination possible. Innovation, breakthroughs, and healing possible.
This is actually interesting.
And thrills possible. The impossible is now possible. Yeah, they will start with AI and then the CPUs. That's the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Lisa Su, Chair and CEO of AMD.
Let's now hear this is Su. AI innovation, AI.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, they are
Thank you
actually
so much.
doing very much work. Lots of work in the innovation
Good morning.
of AI in some scenarios.
早安，大家好。 Thank you, James, for that very, very warm introduction. And welcome to everyone joining us today in Taipei and from around the world as we open Computex 2024. Every year, Computex is such an important event for our industry as we bring together all members of the ecosystem to share new products, to talk about new innovations, and really discuss the future of technology. But this year is even more special. With the rapid innovation around AI and all of the new technology everywhere, it is actually the biggest and the most important Computex ever, and I'm so honored to be here to open the show. Now, we have a lot of new products and news to share today, so let's just go ahead and get started.
Yeah, let's get started.
Now, at AMD, we're all about pushing the envelope in high performance and adaptive computing to help solve the world's most important challenges. From cloud and enterprise data centers to 5G networks to healthcare, industrial, automotive, PCs, gaming, and AI, AMD technology is everywhere, powering the lives of billions of people every day.
The AI.
AI is our #1 priority, and we're at the beginning of an incredibly exciting time for the industry as AI transforms virtually every business, improves our quality of life, and reshapes every part of the computing market. AMD is uniquely positioned to power the end-to-end infrastructure that will define the AI computing era, from massive cloud servers and enterprise clusters to the next generation of AI-enabled intelligent embedded devices and PCs. Now, to deliver all of these leadership AI solutions, we're focused on 3 priorities. First, it's delivering a broad portfolio of high-performance, energy-efficient compute engines for AI training and inference, including CPUs, GPUs, and NPUs.
They will go AI first,
Second,
and
it's
then they will
about
go to the
enabling
CPUs
an open and proven and a developer-friendly ecosystem that really ensures that all of the leading AI frameworks, libraries, and models are fully enabled on AMD hardware.
On the 9000 series.
And third, it's about partnership. It's really about co-innovating with our partners, including the largest cloud, OEM, software, and AI companies in the world, as we work together to bring the best AI solutions to the market. Now, today, we're going to talk about a lot of new technologies and products, including our brand new Zen 5 core, which is the highest performance and most energy-efficient core we've ever built.
Yeah, like I told you.
And our next-generation XDNA2 NPU
the GPUs
core
will be
that
at
enables
Computex.
leadership performance and capabilities
will be at
for AI
Gamescom.
PCs.
Glad that I'll be there, personally.
And we're also going to be joined by a number of our partners as we launch our new Ryzen notebook and desktop processors and preview our data center CPU and GPU portfolio for this exciting AI world. So let's go ahead and get started with gaming PCs. Now, at AMD, we love gaming. Hundreds of millions of gamers everywhere use AMD technology. From the latest Sony and Microsoft consoles to the highest-end gaming PCs, to new handheld devices like the Steam Deck, Legion Go, and ROG Ally. Today, I'm excited to show you what's next for PC gaming with Ryzen.
Don't we call it ROG?
Our new Ryzen 9000 CPUs are the world's fastest consumer PC processors, bringing our new Zen 5 core to the AM5 platform with support for the latest I/O and memory technologies, including PCIe 5 and DDR5.
Yeah.
I'm happy to show you now our brand new Zen 5 core. Zen 5 is actually the next big step in high-performance CPUs.
I have access to this information.
It's a grounds-up design that's extremely high performance and also incredibly energy efficient. You're going to see Zen 5 everywhere, from supercomputers to data centers and PCs. And when you look at the technology behind this, we have so much new technology. We have a new parallel dual pipeline front end, and what this does is it improves branch prediction accuracy and reduces latency. It also enables us to deliver much more performance for every clock cycle. We also designed Zen 5 with a wider CPU engine and instruction window to run more instructions in parallel for leadership compute throughput and efficiency. As a result, compared to Zen 4, we get double the instruction bandwidth, double the data bandwidth between the cache and floating point unit, and double the AI performance with full AVX 512 throughput. All of this comes together in the product in Ryzen 9000 series, and we're delivering an average of 16% higher IPC across a broad range of application benchmarks in games compared to Zen 4.
Now, just let me just stop here. As you can see, we're talking about IPC. The frequency is the same because, like I told you before, the frequency is still the same. Usually 5.5, 5.4 gigahertz, and they improved IPC and decreased the power draw and so on. So 10% from 10% in Far Cry to 35%. Now remember that
so now,
the X3D
let me show you
gives
the
you,
top
let's
of the
say,
line Ryzen
20%
for the very first
over
time.
The normal one. So it will.
There you go.
Yeah, here's the CPU. Just telling you that in terms of what is IPC, instructions per cycle. So yeah.
We have 16 Zen 5 cores.
It will be just
32 threads.
Let me tell you, it will be slightly slower than the X3D in some games, but generally faster. Much faster in multi-threading.
5.67 gigahertz boost, a large 80 megabyte cache at 170 watt TDP. This is the fastest consumer CPU in the world.
Just
thank you.
do some clapping.
Okay,
yeah,
so
the
let's take a
rendering
look
will
at
be
some of
much
the
better.
performance. So when you compare it to the competition, the 9950X delivers significantly more compute performance across a broad suite of content creation software. In some of them, you actually see like Blender that take advantage of the AVX 512 instruction throughput. We're actually seeing up to 56% faster than the competition.
Look at this.
And in 1080p gaming, we know all of our fans love gaming. The 9950X delivers best-in-class.
This is what I wanted to show you. Just look at this. In Blender, we have 56% over the 14900K. Lower power draw, much better content creation.
Class gaming performance across a wide range of popular games.
AM5.
Now, with desktops, we know that enthusiasts want to have an infrastructure that let you upgrade across multiple product generations. And with Ryzen, we've done just that.
Yeah,
Our original Ryzen platform, Socket AM4,
170 watts
launched in 2016.
Is normal for
and
16
now we're
cores,
approaching
32
the 9th
threads.
year, and we have 145 CPUs and APUs across 11 different product families in Socket AM4. And we're actually still launching new products. We actually have a few Ryzen 5000 CPUs that are coming next month. And we're taking this exact same strategy with Socket AM5, which we now plan on supporting through 2027 and beyond. So you're going to see AM5 processors from us for many, many years to come. Now,
remember when I told you some months ago to actually get an AM5 motherboard because AMD would support the AM5 socket for a long time? Yes, you have it here.
In addition to the top-of-the-stack Ryzen 9950X, we're also announcing the 12, 8, and 6-core versions that will bring the leadership performance of Zen 5 to mainstream price points, and all of these go on sale in July.
Do some clapping.
So, now let's shift gears from desktops to laptops, and there's going to be a lot of discussion about laptops at Computex this year. AMD has been actually leading the transition to AI PCs since we introduced our first generation of Ryzen AI in January last year. Now, AI is actually revolutionizing the way we interact with PCs.
Yeah,
it enables more intelligent...
The 14900K, by the way, can go like up to 300 watts. 300 watts in multi-threading, so yeah. And it still performs slower than this one.
Personalized experiences that will make the PC an even more essential part of our daily lives. AI PCs enable many new experiences that were simply not possible before. These are things like real-time translations that will allow us to collaborate in new ways, things like generative AI capabilities that accelerate content creation, and also we each want our own customized digital assistant that really will help us decide what we need to do and what we should do next.
You mean APUs?
So to enable all of this, we actually need much, much better AI hardware. And that's why we're so excited to announce today our 3rd-gen Ryzen AI processors.
Quarter 4 already?
Our new Ryzen AI series actually is a significant increase in compute and AI performance and sets the bar for what a Copilot PC should do.
Crap tops.
Thank you, Drew. Here we go.
Drew
this
Barrymore.
Is Strix.
The NPU, 2nd generation NPU.
Strix is our next generation processor for ultra-thin and premium notebooks. And it
Yeah,
combines
drinking
our
game.
new Zen 5
I would run out of
CPU,
booze.
faster RDNA 3.5 graphics,
Hey,
and the
AMD.
new XDNA 2 NPU.
Well, it beats the 4900K, not only in performance per watt, but in everything usually.
And when you look at what we have, it really is all of the best technology on one chip. We have a new NPU that delivers an industry-leading 50 TOPS. We're going to talk about TOPS a lot today, 50 TOPS of compute.
Also, look at this. We're not only talking about the XDNA 2, but we have also RDNA 3.5, which is the integrated graphics. I did not see that.
That can
the
power
things that
new
they showed
AI
me.
experiences at very low power.
Nice.
We
3.5 and up to 16 compute units. This will be nice.
We have our new Zen 5 core that enables all of the compute performance for ultra-thin notebooks. And we have faster RDNA 3.5 graphics that really brings the best-in-class
The GPUs
application
will be announced in
acceleration,
Gamescom,
as well
like
as
last year.
console-level gaming to notebooks. Now, we have a couple of SKUs. The flagship Ryzen 9 HX370 has 12 Zen 5 cores,
Let's see what we have
mobile
there.
CPU, tasking performance.
AI,
And if you
XDNA. Let's see this.
look at the performance
This.
of Strix compared to other chips in the market, and there are a lot of chips that are coming out with new NPUs, XDNA delivers the highest performance. Leadership, 50 TOPS of Int 8
Are people
AI
actually going to buy
performance.
this Copilot crap? Seriously. Damn.
And what this means is that third-gen Ryzen AI will deliver the best NPU-powered experiences in a Copilot Plus PC. But let me just go a little bit deeper so you understand the technology. You know, every NPU is actually not the same when it comes to generative AI capabilities. Different NPUs actually support different data types, and that
Exactly.
says something about the accuracy and the performance
Oh, this
of
one
the devices.
performs 16-bit as
So
well.
for generative
FP16.
AI, 16-bit floating point data types are great for accuracy, but they actually sacrifice performance. And the current standard for NPUs is actually 8-bit
None.
integer
RDNA
data types.
3.5 is still
they
not here.
prioritize performance, but they sacrifice accuracy. And what this means is that developers really have a tough choice to make between offering either a more accurate solution or a more performant solution. Now, XDNA 2 is the first NPU to support block 16 bit floating point. And what that means is block FP16 actually combines the accuracy of 16-bit data with the performance of 8-bit data.
Okay.
This represents a huge leap forward in AI capability and enables developers to run complex models natively without any quantization
will be true,
steps
don't worry.
at full speed. And what that means is with no compromise. And so let me show you what this looks like.
It
When you
will
look
be
at the
worthy.
example,
The IPC.
these are 3 images that are generated by the popular stable.
Now let me just stop this a bit, because I can tell you that in terms of CPU it will be more or less like that. But I'll test them. Don't worry.
Diffusion XL Turbo Gen AI model.
Stable diffusion.
We use the same prompt with no quantization or retraining for all 3. And the only difference is actually the data type. So Int 8 is on the left, which is what most NPUs are using. Block
Worst of both
FP16
worlds.
is in the middle, which is what XDNA 2 has. And then FP16 is on the right, which is the more traditional format. And as you can see, the 2 16-bit images look much better with no real differences between the 2. And it is only because our NPU supports that block FP16 that Ryzen AI is capable of generating the significantly better images in the same time that it takes to generate the lower quality Int 8 images. And this is just an example of why we believe that NPUs with the right data types are the best for the next generation PCs. And this is why we believe that XDNA 2 is the best NPU in the industry. Now, Microsoft is a great
Just in
partner
time.
and is really leading the AI era. And we've been working very, very closely with them.
Seriously, aren't you guys just tired of this Copilot shit and having your PC controlled by some AI and
to bring Copilot Plus PCs to market with Strix. Pavan, so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for joining me here in Taipei.
pass that.
Absolutely.
You know, I know it's been a super busy time for you guys. So much is going on. Can you tell us a little bit about what's been going on?
I will
Thank you,
test
Lisa,
both
for
the
having us here
7800X
today.
3D and
It is an honor to
9700X.
be here
I'll
at
test both.
Computex with all of you. It has been a really busy couple of weeks for us here at Microsoft. We announced a new category of PCs built for AI, the Copilot Plus PCs. To realize the full power of AI in a PC, we re-engineered the entire system from chip through every layer of Windows. These are the fastest, most performant, most intelligent PCs. And we are thrilled to partner with AMD on Strix-based Copilot Plus PCs.
Thank you. We are too.
Lisa, I truly believe we're at an inflection point here where AI is making computing radically more intelligent and personal. And we've collaborated with AMD since day one on this, and I'm very excited about that.
Look, Pavan,
it's not about being free or not.
Microsoft
I just don't
and
want
your
it.
team have really led,
I don't want
this
Cortana.
whole AI PC
I don't want
era.
Copilot.
We've always
I don't
talked
want
about
any
user
of that shit. I just want to use my
computer. Can you talk a little bit about what you were thinking with Copilot PCs and this integration between
the new motherboards will appear.
operating systems,
Also here,
hardware,
the
and software?
X870.
Sure, absolutely.
Just wait a bit.
The first thing I think customers will see with Copilot
show
Plus
them.
PCs is that they're just simply outstanding PCs. These devices will have leading performance.
Yeah. Stop the AI. And now we have this. Yeah, literally, AI makes nothing more personal. It's actually the opposite. Oh, come on. This is painful to watch. Yeah, I just hope that the Copilot won't sell. Seriously.
Fantastic, Pavan.
So what you just saw there, those devices, those experiences, have on-device AI that is powerful enough to keep up with all of the experiences we want and efficient enough to be always running. For example, you just saw Recall that helps users instantly find anything on their PC, and that's only possible because we can semantically index content in the background, which requires always-on high-performance AI.
Analyze data. I'm not Brazilian, I'm
Co-Creator lets
Portuguese.
you generate high-quality images by drawing in Paint, and we can do that with fast on-device image generation. We have live captions, which will translate your audio in real time on a PC, switching automatically between languages, in fact. But I truly think what you just saw, Lisa, is just the beginning. We built this thing called the Windows Copilot Runtime, which is effectively our library of APIs to let developers access new AI capabilities.
The only thing that I like about AI is that the live translation. That might be useful.
Built into Windows. And those capabilities are also backed by Microsoft's responsibilities around responsible AI. And I truly think we are going to be blown away by what partners build, in addition to what Microsoft and AMD is bringing.
I completely agree. I think this is really bringing the entire ecosystem together. And one of the things, Pavan, that you and I have talked a lot about is the importance of the hardware. And it's all about how do we
the AI
give you
here is
enough
like the
power
pandemic.
such that
in
you
like
can
2
run
or 3
these
years,
Copilot Plus PCs.
we'll see
so can you
how
talk
kind
a
of
little bit about
stupid
your vision there?
it is.
Sure, absolutely. With Copilot Plus PCs, we
At
want
least
to
on
make
this
it
scale.
possible to deliver these next-gen AI experiences by using on-device capabilities and do that in concert with the cloud. On-device AI really for us means faster response times, better privacy, lower costs. But that means running models that have billions of parameters in them on PC hardware. Compared to traditional PCs, even from just a few years ago, we're talking 20 times the performance and up to 100 times the efficiency for AI workloads. And to make that possible, every Copilot Plus PC needs an NPU that's at least capable of 40 TOPS. And we're deeply grateful for the close partnership with AMD. We are thrilled that Strix-Point's NPU delivers an incredible 50 TOPS. That is super, super
There's no such thing as
wanted to
privacy
give you
nowadays. Everything can be
We are
hacked.
always ready.
Everything can be hacked.
The powerful thing with that, of course, it means we're
yeah.
efficiently delivering these Copilot Plus experiences, but also gives us headroom for
No
the next
GPU news, I believe,
AI,
only at Gamescom. But we do have a bit more about motherboards and so on. They're just showing all of this AI crap.
With at least 16 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of SSD storage. So I truly think these devices are built for the era of AI that's coming.
One of the things I can share, Pavan, is, as we talk, you guys are always pushing us to give you more. You're always saying, more TOPS, Lisa, more TOPS. What are you doing with all those TOPS? Like, what's your vision for the future?
I do remember those conversations, Lisa.
By the way, it takes a lot of die area, just so you know. So.
I can only imagine. We are deeply excited about those commitments and, quite frankly, the deep collaboration across our teams to go bring that to life. For us, these breakthrough experiences require us to run these billion parameter models always running on the device. And that requires high-performance NPUs to power them. And really, thanks to our deep partnership, we've been able to seamlessly cross-compile and execute over 40 on-device models on these AMD NPUs, which is very meaningful for us. We took advantage of all of the low-level software and hardware capabilities of the AMD silicon here, so we did not lose any performance nor efficiency.
Yeah.
Also, these high-performance NPUs are really the best way to drive overall PC performance. Getting to 50 TOPS, for example, is a quantum leap for us, for sure. And it's really much, much more impactful relative to what you could do with just a CPU or GPU alone.
Yeah, I do live in Portugal.
The other thing that excites me really is that these powerful
boring
NPUs
AI
free up the
presentation.
GPUs and the NPUs for workloads where they shine. So I'm excited to see what developers will do with this going forward.
We are super excited as well. Thank you, Pavan, for being here. Thank you for your
Yeah, I'm
partnership.
excited.
And thank you for leading
I'm excited for
Thank
this
you.
to
Thank
stop.
you. Thank you.
IPC uplift around 16%. 16.
So, in addition to Microsoft, we're also
because I
working
am
with
bored.
all of the leading software
I don't
developers,
care about this
including
AI
Adobe,
thing.
Epic Games, SolidWorks, Sony, Zoom, and many others to accelerate the adoption of AI-enabled PC apps. And by the end of 2024, we're on track to have more than 150 ISVs developing for AMD AI platforms across content creation, consumer, gaming, and productivity applications.
And by the way, I'm not hating. The only reason that I don't find this useful at all because we don't have anything meaningful. They're just saying they will do things, but they don't really have anything to show apart from the NPUs. That's what actually annoys me.
To give us a look
Because, for example, it is nice to have AI with OBS and so on to help here and there.
at some of these upcoming Copilot Plus PCs, let me welcome our next guest, a very close partner and good friend, Enrique Lores, HP President and CEO.
Now with HP. Just like
making
start.
today very exciting. It's not only about the technology improvements that we're going to see, which you have explained extremely well. It's about how they are.
Why is this guy talking more like an Indian than the previous guy, while the previous guy looked like an Indian? Sorry, I'm not being racist or anything, but that's just so funny.
We're going to be helping employees and companies to meet their goals. What we see today is a significant tension between all of us as companies that want to continue to improve the productivity of our teams and our teams that are looking for increased flexibility, the ability to meet their personal and private goals. And we think that technology and AI can really help to close that bridge because it can help to improve productivity and at the same time give the flexibility that our teams are looking for. And we look at AI PCs as the first instantiation of this change.
I guess this guy's like Italian or something. He's like doing this with his hands. Maybe African English, maybe, but
They will be enabling to increase productivity. We are going to talk about some of the new functionalities, and you're going to see how unbelievable they are. But at the same time, make sure that employees can deliver on the goals and meet their productivity goals.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about how, in this, hybrid world, people are really wanting all of these different features. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I think what we have learned during the last years is that what is really critical for all of us that develop the systems that our teams are going to be using is that we co-engineer the solution.
If I took a shot every time they said AI,
someone developing the
I would be
software,
drunk
someone developing
in the first 5 minutes.
Operating system, someone developing the chips, someone developing the hardware. We need to understand what experience we are
Spanish,
building
maybe.
and deliver that experience together. And this is something that we started a few years ago, and the teams have been learning how to make that happen and how to co-engineer.
He's like me,
these
always moving
solutions.
his hands.
And all the products that we have introduced during the last year, especially, for example, a product we introduced 2 weeks ago, the Pavilion Aero, show that. And this is going to be even more important as we show the new AI PCs that we are going to be bringing to market. Because we have made an effort to integrate the new processors, the new chips, into the solutions that we are going to be
exactly.
bringing together.
Sounds very, very Indian.
We are incredibly excited about the new family of products we will be launching in a few weeks.
So
because
I think you have something to show us. Is that right, Enrique?
I hope so. And this is actually the new generation. Since we have done together, we can show it together.
That's wonderful.
Look at this. This is our new laptop.
This is the next generation Omnibook when we integrate the latest Ryzen AI 300
I'm Portuguese
series
and I don't speak like that.
As Lisa was saying before, will be the first product that will have 50 TOPS integrated in the device. And performance, as Pavel was saying, is critical because it will enable us to continue to deliver incredible experiences to our customers. If you ask me what I'm more excited about, it's something that is going to...
I mean, I'm Portuguese, and it's really close, the language, and I never saw someone talking like this. I haven't talked to some Spanish people speaking English, and they don't speak like this.
Be very
so
close
that's
to many people in this room. We, HP, have a very large team here in Taipei. And we spend many hours in video conferences and Zoom calls. And as you can notice, I have a strong Spanish accent.
Oh,
and
he's saying
that
Spanish.
For the team here,
Spanish.
Understanding my accent sometimes
my bad.
is difficult.
Sorry, guys.
So just imagine that you can get real-time translation. So I will speak my Spanish-English.
And that's pretty good. Come on,
Chinese. That's going to make a big difference in productivity.
No, I think that's... By the way, I think your English is pretty good, Enrique, but I understand. My Chinese also needs to be better. So I totally...
We can help each other.
Yes. Look, we love it. I mean, we love the Omnibook and all the work that we've done together with third-gen Ryzen AI processors.
Thank you,
Tomas.
But
let's actually give everyone a preview of Gen AI running on Omnibook. So let me show you again the popular Stable Diffusion XL Turbo model, which is generating some high-quality images of locations around Taiwan.
Finally,
based on some simple text prompts.
Worth watching.
So starting with the White Cliffs of Taroko Gorge National Park, Sun Moon Lake with nice fall colors, Taipei 101, and then finally the peak of Jade Mountain. All of this is running on the Omnibook. You're seeing it for the first time.
Yeah, the image generation was actually pretty fast.
And the reason those pictures are so beautiful is because we have a very, very powerful NPU. We've co-engineered the system together. We have the block FP16 data support that I talked about. And you can see these beautiful photorealistic images almost instantaneously.
Yeah, so just imagine the productivity this is going to provide
Portuguese is
to
like
product managers, creatives that are going to start creating their designs. And just with this solution, they will really be able to accelerate that work. So unbelievable progress.
AFMF.
Thank you so much, Enrique. Thank you for your partnership. I can't wait for everything
AFMF
that
is one thing, FSR3 frame generation is another.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Portuguese.
So I showed you earlier that third-gen Ryzen AI has the most powerful NPU, but you also need a high-performance CPU and GPU to deliver the best PC experiences possible. So let's take a look at some of that other performance. When we compare Ryzen AI 300 series to all of the latest x86 and ARM CPUs from our competitors, you can see why we say Strix is really the best notebook CPU in the market. Whether you're looking at single-threaded responsiveness, productivity applications, content creation, or multitasking, third-gen Ryzen AI processors deliver significantly more performance,
9,000
many
series
times
reviews.
often beating the competition by a large double-digit percentage across a broad range of use cases. Now, let's welcome
That's a lot compared to the M3,
another
73%.
one of AMD's closest partners in the development of Copilot Plus PCs.
Come on, guys.
Let's welcome
and flexibility to power AI renderings and workflows. Beyond hardware, the Lenovo AI Engine Plus software use machine learning in our Legion gaming laptops.
I'm just here being tortured.
Integrates with AMD Ryzen processors to dynamically adjust settings and tailor for epic gaming experiences at the highest performance. Our AMD powered devices, ThinkPad, ThinkBoot, Yoga, Legion are all well equipped to handle AI applications, accelerate video editing, enhance 3D rendering, and elevate gaming to new heights. So Lisa, we are very excited for all the innovation that AMD is introducing, and Lenovo definitely will be a great partner to deliver them to the global markets. We can do this because of our global scale, top-notch engineering and design, and then the operational excellence as the world #1 PC maker, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Luca. And Luca, when we think about all the work we're doing together, today we're talking about third-gen Ryzen AI devices, and I know your team has done a lot. Our teams have done a lot together. Can you talk a little bit about your lineup and some of the AI experiences that you have?
Yeah, with pleasure. So later this year, we are going to launch
the
Lenovo AI
X870
laptops with the third-gen Ryzen AI processors for consumers through our Yoga franchisee.
Let's do a thing. This is going here, so what I'm going to do is actually show you some relevant data. Sorry about that. I'm kind of growing tired of that. So I'm going to show you some relevant data, like I said. So we have here, 9000 series. Now, what we saw there, the improved branch prediction accuracy and latency, higher throughputs with wider pipelines and vectors, deeper window size across design for more parallelism, and then of course up to 2 times the instructions bandwidth, data bandwidth, L2 to L1, which is really important, and the L1 to FP, I don't really know, but I believe it's something related to the front end. And then we have AI performance. Yes, I use Edge. I know what you guys are saying, but it is actually pretty decent. AI and AVX 512. I'm actually not, I don't just like I just don't like it, the Google Chrome, so I used many others before. But anyway, Zen 5, 16% IPC uplift for PCs. We have the Geomean versus Zen 4, and we have Far Cry. And like I told you, remember when I told you about performance? What we will most likely see in terms of, for example, Far Cry performance is something like, let's say, the 7800X 3D will be slightly faster in Far Cry, but for example, Handbrake, Kraken, Web, 3D Mark Physics, Speedometer, Budget, and so on, in those scenarios, all these scenarios, Octane, Cinebench, and so on, the 9700X will be better. And for example, League of Legends happens exactly the same because League of Legends doesn't care about cache. So the difference is, it's there. And the same for Blender. Anything work related, it is much better. And there's a reason why they only show Far Cry and League of Legends, because in some games the difference will be more or less compared to Zen 4. Now, 9950X, once again, 16 cores, 32 threads, 5.7 gigahertz boost, and so on, so on, so on. Yeah, League can run on a Tamagotchi, but not with 500 FPS, for example. Just giving an example, and depends on the resolution too. Now we have what they showed before, okay? And the results, as they said, are up to. And they have gaming leadership and productivity and content leadership. As I told you before, in terms of, remember that the 14900K in terms of productivity is actually a very, very good CPU. I'm not exaggerating, it is a very good CPU. And even then, what we see here is that the 9950X is just completely overpowering the 4900K with way less power draw, because as I told you before, it is like TDP 170 watts, while the 4900K goes up to 300 watts in some scenarios, stock. If you push it, more than that. So yeah, 56% Blender, Handbrake 55%, Cinebench 21%, Budget 10%, ProSci and Office, I have this one as well, 7% increase over the 4900K. As for gaming leadership, we also have Borderlands performing overall better. The same for Hitman 3, and in Hitman 3, the AMD CPUs were a bit behind, besides the X3D ones. Cyberpunk 2077 the same, F1 2023, Dota 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn, which is actually very CPU intensive in some cases. Now, once again, the ultimate content creator AI platform, because we have more graphics bandwidth and we have AI acceleration also working better. Why they couldn't reach 6 GHz? Because they don't want those 6 GHz. They would be useless because they would need more power. Why they want that? Just get the same 5.5, 5.7. You're completely good to go. And on top of that, just increase IPC because that's what you want. Increase IPC. Yeah, it can increase 500 FPS, yeah, but the engine will bug some animations and so on, yeah. League of Legends. Unmatched socket longevity, that's what we saw before. Past 2027, which is great, since AM4 lasted like almost 10 years, which is insane. Insane, really. And then we have finally the motherboards, things that they weren't showing. Let me see if they are showing it now on the video. And they're still talking about AI. They're still talking about AI. Jesus Christ. Anyway, this is an interesting thing. So, USB 4.0 standard on all motherboards. Yeah, all motherboards. And can it handle the 590? How do we know? The 590 is not even there. Then we have PCI Express Gen 5, once again for all. I already have the Gen 5 on graphics and NVMe since I have an X670E. Then we have higher AMD Expo memory clock support on these motherboards. And now this is an interesting thing, because the 9000 series not only have more performance, but they only have a higher FCLK and higher memory support if they're paired with a newer motherboard. From what I saw, the FCLK goes now from 2000 to 2400 MHz, which makes the difference, of course, in terms of bandwidth and so on. And you can actually raise the RAM frequency from 6000 to 6400 MHz, kind of stable, I believe. That's how it goes so far. Then we have, once again, 9000 series, 9950X, 9900X, 9700X, and 9600X. And what I told you before is exactly this. Look at the 9700X and the 9600X. If you look at the TDP, the power, they went down from 105 watts to 65 watts, meaning that the temperatures are lower, the power draw is lower, but the performance is even better. So they not only increase the performance generally, as they also decrease the temperatures and the power draw as well. So it's a win-win situation here on these ones. On these ones, from what we saw, they kept more or less the power draw. This one decreased a bit, but the performance increased as well. So looking good in terms of performance per watt, definitely. Now we have these ones, and if you never heard about the XT CPUs, because the XT CPUs exist, well, you can go even higher on RAM. You can go like 8000. I did 8000 megahertz RAM. You can do it, but you'll have to decouple. You'll have to decouple the UCLK like you do on the Intel chips and so on, and the performance will be kind of a trade-off, so I prefer not to do it. If I can do 6400 megahertz without decoupling anything, that's what I want. Now, in terms of the CPUs, if you didn't heard about these ones, we actually had these ones on the 3000 series, and they are basically doing the XT versions because they have lots of 7nm dies, and they have to, well, to do the stock off. So yeah, what I don't really understand is that why they did this. So they have a CPU called Ryzen 9 5900 XT, not the 5950 XT, 5900 XT. And it has, instead of 12 cores, 24 threads, it has 16 cores and 32 threads, which makes no sense. The naming schemes make no sense, and AMD makes some really, really dumb naming schemes recently, and they've been making some really dumb ones. I don't really know why. So yeah, Ryzen 9, Ryzen 7 5800 XT, these are basically just chips with higher binning. Infinity Fabric 1.1 with 7200, doubt it, but 6400, 6600 maybe, possible. But we'll see, we'll see. I have some 8000 megahertz RAM here, sitting, waiting for that, from vColler, by the way, 8000 megahertz. So yeah, let's see where they are. Still talking about AI. Oh my goodness, it's just insane. AI, 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 AI. Now, I can close this. Once again, let's just watch some more info. For example, they're comparing the 5900XT versus the 13700K from the previous generation, since this one is from the previous generation as well. More or less on par in these games. Red Dead Redemption. I don't even know what this game is. It doesn't even say here. Yeah, it's just a CPU. It makes no sense, this graphics, but anyway, it seems to be on par with the 13700K then. And this one seems to be on par, this one 100%, and on these games it seems to be on par more or less with the 13600KF. AI, evolution of AI PCs, AI, more one, RDNA 3.5, that's what we have here. Then the Ryzen that we saw there, the Ajax, the changing things that they did, world's most powerful NPU, leadership LLM performance, X870 2 once again, Copilot PCs, the ones that we saw before, then these PCs that they're showing, and basically that's it. That's it for the CPU part. I believe that they will show something more on the I believe that they will on the CPU side, on the GPU side.
AI categorization time from
yeah, it's like 3:30 a.m. here.
Running
yeah,
on
XT.
a CPU to just the blink of an eye.
Thank you. You know, Johnny, look, it's really exciting what we're doing on AI PCs. But AMD and Asus have also had a very long history of partnering across motherboards, graphics cards, and embedded systems. And as we go forward, can you comment about some of that going forward?
Sure. It has been a great history together, creating incredible products like the original Crosshair motherboard. Asus was even the first to push Ryzen gaming system, which received an incredible response from users. Last year, Asus introduced the first ROG Ally handheld device, which also adopted the AMD Z1 Extreme chip.
Yeah, I had to go over the slides because this is just AI.
Ryzen 9 segment with 60% market share. And we are excited about expanding our partnership
the chat is just so crazy.
For specific industries like healthcare, education, and smart cities, with the goal of revolutionizing these sectors with powerful on-device AI applications. That's why we are so excited to work together in the next-gen AI PC space by combining cutting-edge AI AMD hardware like Ryzen processors and Asus software expertise.
This is just so painful.
In our design thinking philosophy.
But we have more here.
We are pushing the boundaries of AI PC innovation and delivering truly groundbreaking AI experience to users.
Johnny, all I can say is
yeah, we have a bit more here for the instinct.
Thank you so much for everything that you've done for our industry, and thank you for your partnership with AMD.
Thank you for a great partnership. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Press release, I guess. Nah.
So I hope you got a feel for all of the customer excitement around third-gen Ryzen AI PCs. I'm very happy to say that the first notebooks will be available in July. And we have more than 100
what about prices? Yeah, no prices yet. Things are just
Acer, Asus, HP, Lenovo, MSI.
I mean, I don't really know what AMD is doing here.
Others.
It's just sometimes it's hard to understand what they're doing. Honestly, it's hard to understand. They're just the things that people want to see more. They aren't showing them. They're showing them at Computex. They're showing the things that the partners want to see instead of what the people that are buying those PCs want to see, which in this case is more about the Ryzen 9000 series, maybe a bit about let's say, I don't really know. I just know that this is just yeah, not great. Yeah. Literally, they just talked about the 9000 series like 5 minutes, and then it's AI, laptops AI. Fuck laptops and AI. Tired of that shit.
to identify previously
it's
undetectable
it's
mutations
not
in
worth it for
patients
99%
with rare
of common users.
In automotive, Subaru is industry's leading eyesight ADAS system, uses Versal to analyze
Subaru. I mean, I know that I'm not saying that AI is not a profitable business, because it is, and it will definitely be the future in many fronts. What I'm saying is that they should be showing more things about what the consumers actually want to see. In this case, the Ryzen 9000 series, maybe something more about ROCm that will be shown here and there, something more about things that, once again, consumers like us want to see. Subaru. Yeah, literally 5 minutes. Once again. Guys, just ask questions. I'll try to actually answer the questions, since this is so boring. And I'll just maybe do another half an hour, and then I'll just go to bed, since we're not going to see anything relevant here. I believe so. The keynote is here, yeah. Bam. Exactly. It ends like this. Yeah. With the Instinct series, SDNA, yeah, I'm getting in front of them. CDNA, AI, 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 yeah, yeah, up, yep, yep, more of this. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, they're showing things basically for the server side. What I can tell you right away is that I can tell you this: ROCm will be on beta for Windows finally. Of course, you have to use kind of the Linux background. I don't really know how it is called. I don't remember, but you can use it. But now let's go to the questions. So motherboard B850 still not announced today. I don't really know. The 850 will be there, and then we'll have the 840, I believe, which is the lower end one, with only PCI Express 4 and so on. Do you think AM6 will come in 2026 along DDR6 RAM? No, not even close. Maybe 2027, I believe, around that. Maybe, or in the end of 2026. DDR5 is just now getting settled, so... Yeah, Linux, exactly. WSL, something like that. I want PyTorch for ROCm on Windows. Yeah, they need... One of the things that I believe that they need to do is increase the number of people working on ROCm for Windows. As soon as they put AMD cards working properly with productivity benchmarks on Windows as well, they will sell much more. Much more. You think GPUs will get GDDR7 soon? Yes, I believe that at least the higher end GPUs from the next generation of NVIDIA cards will have GDDR7. Yeah. Do you think GPUs, let me see, this is kind of the thing that makes you want China to 100% take over Taiwan. Lol. Everything is AI now, yeah. AI this, AI that. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, guys, I don't really think there's really much more to see here. They're now showing the epic ones, like Like, yeah, we have here all these things and nothing really relevant. We saw this already. Now they're like here. Yeah. Now they're going here. And yeah, in terms of server, the Xeons are getting stomped, of course. But I mean, I don't care about this. So basically the 7800X 3D is still the best CPU. Yes and no. The 7800X 3D is the best mid-range, let's call it that. The 9700X will be most likely faster in some games, slower in others, but will draw maybe equal power, and in terms of multi-threading will be much faster. So yeah, much faster in terms of multi-threading. Yeah, they're basically doing the Computex for investors and so on, not for people, for us people. Yeah, they didn't even talk about price point. They literally just talked 5 minutes. 5 minutes about the 9000 series, and that was it. It's amazing how they just ignored it. They just announced them and said, well, they'll be releasing in June. Oh, in this case, July. They'll be releasing in July, but yeah. But what about other things? What about pricing? What about actual data? It just throw them in and called it a day. I mean, even if we compare to the previous presentations that they did, they don't show much thing. They don't show much at all. Yeah, the previous presentations, they actually showed how they changed the CCDs, the CCX. They showed many things, while now they actually just don't show much. They just show the IPC uplift, like I told you before, and the up to 2 times instructions bandwidth, but they don't really show much, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah. Well, guys, last questions, because I'm gonna end the live stream. I'm really tired, and I don't believe it is worth to show the rest. It is not for us at all. I mean, it's just not worth it. I was expecting much more. But well, I'll be in person at Gamescom, so I hope they show more things about Radeon GPUs and so on. It will be better. But yeah. Yeah, like I told you, the TDP is lower. They went from 105 or 95, I believe, to 65 both. The 9700X will be actually very good in terms of performance per watt and so on. Yeah, I mean, they're cousins, so yeah. $9700X for that card, definitely not. A 7600X would be more than enough. Yeah, I'm actually excited about Gamescom because it is the first thing that the first event that I attend personally. So it will be a good experience, I guess, or at least I hope so. RAM sweet spot, DDR4 3600, DDR5 6000. Good night. Cheers, and thank you guys for watching, by the way. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Pour vous aussi. When is Gamescom? It's August. August, exactly. In Germany. I'll be there. Good night, guys. Good night. Last questions. I'll answer like 10 more questions and then I'll go. Nintendo suit again. Yeah, the 7500F is definitely great. Last questions, guys. Well, guess we're going home. No X3D so far. It's just the normal CPUs. That's how it goes. Yeah, FSR 3.1 and so on will be most likely released or shown at Gamescom, like I said before. So yeah. Are you going to be reviewing the first batch of these new batches of CPUs? I hope so. I asked AMD to send, if they could, the 9700X and the 9600X. And yeah, I'm happy, just tired. I like what I do. I like my job. I like doing videos for you guys and so on. But yeah. And well, guys, I guess that's it for today's video, or in this case, for today's streaming. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, leave your like, subscribe if you want to watch the channel. Go to my video section, and of course, leave on the video section, because I'm pretty sure there are some videos that you didn't see, and some of them are actually pretty interesting. Last question. Do you think AMD's ARM CPU will launch after AM5 ending? Most likely. And yes, the X3D CPUs will be available next year. Once again,